What if the biggest problem in your relationships isn't about communication? What if you both have been trying to communicate this whole time, but using completely different emotional language? Now, we are often asked to communicate with our relationships, but we're never asked, what emotional language are you using? When two people meet, they're not just bringing their personalities, they are bringing their nervous systems, their childhood, their survival, everything their body has learned to connect and communicate. So one person says, I'm trying to help, and the other person hears, you do not understand me. One tries to solve problems because that's how they show they care, but the other shows their feelings. Because this is how they've learned to communicate through feelings. Neither is wrong, and both are using different emotional languages. And this is when we find that many relationships start to drift apart. Partnerships, friendships, families, workplaces. One person is searching for understanding, the other person searching for solutions. One says, please hear me. The other person hears, I need fixing. And they're both leaving feeling unseen. Not that they don't care, but because they both translate into something that actually wasn't there. So some nervous systems actually organize the world through feelings. They notice changes in tone, in pause, in a facial expression, in a shift of energy. Their body notices before that their mind can actually explain. So when someone seems different, their nervous system automatically asks, did I do something wrong? Using a language the nervous system understands. And sometimes the greatest distance between two people may not be about a disagreement, but a misinterpretation. A joke can be an insult. Staying quiet can become rejection. Short answers may be anger, and too many questions may be criticism. And before both people know it, their nervous systems have created. The more often that happens, the more they believe, who is right? And start asking, what is this person's nervous system trying to communicate? Everything will start to soften. And a healthy relationship isn't about making two nervous systems identical. It's about learning that someone else's emotional language isn't wrong, it's just different. And sometimes care might look like, I've already taken care of it, but neither is less loving. Connection grows, and when two people are curious enough to learn the other person's world, maybe communication isn't about being louder, maybe it's about becoming more curious. Because relationships don't break up because love disappears. Sometimes they struggle because communication never happened. The greatest act of understanding isn't about finding the perfect words, but it is about recognizing the person in front of you may experience the exact same moment with the completely different nervous system. In the next episode, we will explore what happens when these survival strategies stop being something that we do and start being something that we are. Because before we can truly understand each other, we need to understand ourselves. Welcome back to another episode of Mind Out the Box.